Sabbath again. So I get to make another video, and I just finished my guitar practice. Well, my worship. And today I wanted to talk about the Sabbath, actually, and what it means to me to have a day of rest. So for me, the Sabbath is a time that has been set aside, set apart to remember and to embody God. So when we are commanded to keep the Sabbath day holy, it's because God already made the Sabbath holy. And to me, holy means set apart, or especially given, offered up. And so God already gave us this day to rest and remember them. And so we can choose to keep that, what has been given, and also set it apart. Or we can choose to reject that gift and continue on with all the things that we do. And another important aspect maybe about remembering to me, so remember, is to bring back again. And member, I think of like each member of my body, like my eyes, my throat, my heart. So to remember, to bring back again into my body that holiness, that sacredness, to bring God in to my own heart, to remember. And especially, sorry, the sun is I wish I could turn the camera so you could see the beautiful view out my window, but so as a disciple of Jesus Christ, a time that is set apart to remember Him and to worship my holy ones is an important part. That's an important part of my life and my discipleship. And so some ways that I choose to remember them and to keep the Sabbath holy is to worship. And to me, worshiping means like that WOR, that's at the beginning of worship and word and work and worth. That is about devotion. So to worship is to show devotion toward. When something is worth a lot, it's because you have devoted your time to it. When you give your word, you have devoted yourself to that. Anyway, so to worship my holy ones is to show my devotion to them. And I do that through prayer. I do that through music. Music is such an important part of my worship, my keeping of the Sabbath. And through gathering with others, usually in my life, or consistently always in my life, that has meant going to church. And right now I am, because of certain circumstances, I am taking a sabbatical. But I am at peace with that. And so I choose to gather in other ways. I gather with my family, both my family of origin and my husband's family of origin, and with my own nuclear family. And by inviting others to gather with us in our home, for study of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and also for prayer and candles have become an important part of my worship and remembrance. I use them in prayer, and someday I'm going to make a video about my prayer closet. But I think that there are many other cultures that have used candles, a living light. It's so symbolic of Jesus Christ and of God, and that we can hold up our light to the world also. But so we sometimes have a prayer meeting with others where we light candles and pray and sing or read scripture, and each person gets to choose something to worship, and then we all participate, and then they blow out a candle until there's just one candle left. That's become a sacred practice to me. And spending time in prayer and meditation and communion with my holy ones is such an important part of my keeping of the Sabbath. I also enjoy making food that is special on the Sabbath day. And nature is also another important part of my worship and keeping the Sabbath day. I love looking to nature as symbols of my holy ones. And so I see them in the sun and the moon and the stars and the clouds and the other water systems of the earth. I see them in the mountains and in the fields and in the trees and in the animals. I want to make a video about animal messengers as well. And I can hear a little bird outside. It reminds me of the Bob Marley song about three little birds sitting on my doorstep. And that's another thing. Growing up, there were only certain kinds of songs, and I guess I still do keep certain songs as a Sabbath song. But I also think, I don't know if God only has one day that is set aside as sacred. They gave that to us because here in this celestial world, things fall apart and get busy and noisy and hectic and stressful and hard. But the Sabbath is to remind us of what it's like to live with God and to be like them. And so I think it gives us a chance to set the world aside and remember who we are and who they are, and what it's like to be outside of time and outside of this sphere, and maybe even bring that way of living here into us, so that this place can be blessed. It's like a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, just a bit of yeast and the dough rises. So let's see, is there anything else I want to say about the Sabbath? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this time that has been given, especially for us. I love the saying, holiness to the Lord. Like, I am giving this especially to you in worship and in praise and in rejoicing. That's what that phrase, holiness to the Lord, means to me. So, and I often say Shabbat Shalom on the Sabbath. It's a greeting that I have made mine, even though it's not from necessarily my culture of origin or my religious tradition. But I have made it mine because it just resonates so much with me to be at peace on this day of rest. Make God's peace be with you as you remember them. So, Shabbat Shalom, whoever watches this.